interrupt this broadcast to bring you this important bulletin from the United Press. Flash, Washington. The White House announces Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. Stay tuned to WOR for further developments.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special broadcast. Here's the bulletin. Washington. The president decided today, after Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor and Manila, to call an extraordinary meeting of the cabinet for 8:30 p.m. tonight, and to have congressional leaders of both parties join the conference at 9 p.m.
Okay, well, we're here at Fort MacArthur in San Pedro, California, and we're doing a paranormal investigation of this portion of the fort. The complex itself is something like 40 acres, so it's quite vast. We're just doing a very small portion of the area in the building where a lot of the old artifacts are. Joe is the vice president of the museum here. He's been here for something like 35 years, and he invited us here to come over and do a paranormal investigation, see if we could pick up something.
Are you down here with us, and if so, what is your name?
As I walk this property speaks to me in a way that it doesn't speak to the casual observer or the casual visitor, and I hear the voices and I remember the stories at almost every turn. So I am what you would say oversaturated by phenomenon and history. This was the last of the major seacoast defenses built in the United States before the Second World War. It is a massive piece of engineering built at a time before mechanized construction, all handmade. The ceiling of the building is 10 feet of reinforced concrete with another 10 feet of beach sand over the top of it. There are some walls within the building that are almost 30 feet thick. The doors in the structure are 1/8-inch armor plate, and it's a big spooky building. Evil underground fortress, you know, military associated, almost 100 years old. There have been 3 murders that have occurred on the property in the past 15 years, plus a number of incidents that happened here. There were accidents during this facility's life as a military post. Have a look around and use the science and use the technology, and most importantly, use your feelings and see what you make of the property.
Are you down here alone? Are there others with you? There's an object down the hall, halfway down the hall, sitting on the floor. If you go by it, walk by it, or put your hand in front of it, a red light will come on to let us know you're here. Can you make the red light come on that object? It's a little box, electrical box, sitting on the floor about halfway down from us.
All right, let's go see if I can find you. I was in the room where the Jeeps are, and it's almost sort of like a maze. You go down one area, and then you have to go to another, lots of rooms, dead end. And I had my iPhone working, and I was doing EVPs, talking into the tape recorder, and all of a sudden I saw a shadow, and I thought that it was my own shadow, so I stepped back in and looked at myself, and my shadow was much lower. So I turned around wondering what it was, and when I turned around down the hallway, I saw the shadow again, kind of stop halfway and then disappear. There's where I saw you the second time. Right there. I'd love to hear something, even if I can't hear it with my... There's a room back there where there are lots of boxes stacked up, and even though there was nothing going on and none of you were anywhere around and it was just me there, it sounded like somebody was stacking wood crates on top of each other. I hear you in there. So I kept asking what was happening. Were you stacking crates? I kept hearing it. And then when I finished and gave you back your camera, I went and talked to Joe, who works here at Fort MacArthur, and he said that during the Vietnam War, that was where they stacked the belongings for people that had been killed overseas or soldiers that were missing in action. And that the closest that he could come to was that perhaps there were all those artifacts there at the time that belonged to people that had passed.
I think it's a great place. I think it's a great place for people to come and see and learn about the history of this area, as well as the military portion of it too. It covers both military history here as well as civilian history. So I think this is the type of place that families ought to be coming to take it all in.
This place has got a heck of a story.
No matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory.